Okay, so in this video, I'm going to do a tutorial of how to make your own puzzle. So, you're going to get a board like this that's got a little bit of thickness to it. So this is called Rose Craft Board, I believe. And then, and yeah, so that's what I'm using. So you're going to get that board. I got it from Dollarama, very cheap and inexpensive. So what you will need is, if you're doing it the way I'm doing it, which is making 4 puzzles out of the one board, you're going to need a meter stick so that you can evenly divide the board. And everything. So you're going to need that. You're going to need a pen, a Sharpie, and an X-Acto knife. And you might possibly need scissors, but a lot of this you can get done with just an X-Acto knife. Which you can also, you can get all these things at the Dollarama. I don't know about the meter stick though being at the Dollarama, but so I've already measured it out beforehand. So I measured it in 4 equal parts here. And I'm going to cut each piece out, and each part will be a different puzzle. I'm doing this for an activity at my for kids at my at the Sunday school at my church. So I'm going to be cutting this out. Then I'm going to be putting an image on the front, a very generic image, and then putting the puzzle guide on the back of it. So I'm going to cut that out, and I'll be back in a couple of seconds when that's done. It's also a little bit messy when you do that. So be careful also, because if you're using an X-Acto knife, be very, very careful. And yes, it does make a little bit of a mess, but nothing that can't be vacuumed. So I'm going to cut that, and I'll be back in a couple of seconds. Alright, so I made one cut with the X-Acto knife, and so long as you're very slow, you can get a pretty straight cut. If you're trying to do it fast, you're going to swerve off and then make like bumps, and these, what you're cutting out is going to be part of an edge piece, so you want it to be as straight as possible. And if you're planning on just doing one puzzle with this board, then you can, skip over. You could skip over this part, I guess, if you want. And then, yeah, so I'm going to finish cutting that now. So I've got one piece done. I'm going to use the pen to draw on the side that doesn't look the prettiest. I'm going to draw a puzzle grid on it, and I'll be back when I finish doing that. So, okay, so I have now, okay, you can't really see that in the camera here. I have now completed the edge pieces, and you can be very creative so long as you know that they will go together. So you can be as creative as you want with the pieces. See how I have like this really weird shape here? You can be as creative as you want, really. So long as they look like they would fit together, you can do whatever you want. So I'm going to fill in the middle of that. And I'll be back when I finish. Okay, so I have now finished the grid. Now, depending on if you're doing this part for a younger kid, then you're probably going to make it so that there's less puzzle pieces on the back here. But if you're doing it for an older kid, then you want to have more puzzle pieces. So this probably would be a good size for an older kid to do. And if you're making this at home, you then can design this side of it, or the person who's making the puzzle can design this side of it. Once that person is done, you can then use your X-Acto knife with the guide here and cut the pieces out. I'm not going to cut the pieces out in this video, but I'll show you one that I already did, where I cut the pieces out and put the puzzle back together. So, I'll be back in a second with that puzzle. I'm back. Hopefully this puzzle will come in one piece. So, here it is. With this puzzle, this is going to be, that line is going to be filled in with a kid's name from the Sunday school at my church. So that's why there's a blank line that's going to be filled in with someone's name, the person who's decorating the puzzle. So there's that, and that's what it looks like. You also should probably grab a box of Ziploc bags from like Dollarama to put the puzzle pieces in. I do not have that yet, so that's why I'm keeping the puzzle together as is right now until I have a chance to go to Dollarama and pick up a box of Ziploc bags. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this video where I taught you how to make your own puzzle. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and always remember to stay happy.